Hello everyone, welcome to Pabbly. So in this video we are going to learn how to automate booking confirmations with SendGrid for contact form leads. So if you're also running a business where you want to send booking confirmation email through SendGrid for the contact form leads, then this video is definitely for you. So in this video my objective is, as soon as I receive a new lead over the contact form 7, I am going to send mail through SendGrid. So for building the connection between contact form and SendGrid, I am going to use an amazing tool, that is Pabbly Connect, which can integrate different applications and start automating your work. So if you also want to build this automation for your own business, then let me take you towards my screen. Welcome to my screen. So in this video I am going to show you how you can automate booking confirmation email via SendGrid for the contact form leads. So right before you on my screen you can see I have built this automation by integrating these both applications, that is contact form 7 and SendGrid. Now as soon as a new form submission will be received over the contact form 7, a booking confirmation email will be sent to the user through SendGrid. So here I am going to show you how you can build this automation for enhancing your business by just using Pabbly Connect. But before that I am going to show you the real working demo of this automation. So for that let's move on to my contact form 7. So here you can see this is the booking form I have created in the contact form 7, and now I am going to fill this form. So here you can see I have filled this form providing name demo user, email demo user @pabblytudes.com, phone number and the preferred booking date. And here at last I am getting this field, that is message, which is optional, so I am going to leave it as blank. Now we just have to submit this form. And here you can see our form has been successfully submitted. Now let's move on to my Gmail account to check whether we are receiving an email over there or not. So for that let's move on to my Gmail account, and here you can see I am successfully receiving an booking confirmation email with the same name which I have recently entered to my contact form 7, that is the demo user, with the booking date which I have recently entered and the contact number which I have entered over my contact form 7. So this is the way you can automate your all tasks for enhancing your business and reducing your manual workload. And now for building this automation you just have to use a tool, that is Pabbly Connect. Now for accessing the Pabbly Connect you just have to type its URL over the new tab, that is pabbly.com/connect, and once you will enter the URL you will be getting the landing page of Pabbly. And here you can see we are getting two options, that is sign in and sign up free. So if you are a new user you can simply click over this sign up free, and if you sign up your account for free over the Pabbly Connect you get 100 free tasks every month for practicing Pabbly Connect. And if you already have an existing account you can simply click over this sign in. But before moving on forward I am going to tell you about Pabbly community. So here you can see this is the page of Pabbly community where automation users, marketers and business owners gather to share their ideas, ask questions and get relevant update about using the Pabbly applications. So you can also join Pabbly community now and grow your business with us. And if you wish to join the Pabbly community you can find link in the description given below. Now let's move on to the Pabbly Connect again, and here I am going to simply click over this sign in as I already have an account on Pabbly Connect. And as you finish your sign up you will be getting this all Pabbly apps page, and here you can see these are the products provided by Pabbly. And as we are going to integrate two applications, we will be using this Pabbly Connect app which can integrate different applications and start automating your work. So for accessing this we just have to click over this access now button, and we will be landed to the dashboard page of Pabbly Connect, which can be seen here. And in this dashboard page you can see these are the folders I have created. So you can also create your own folder by just clicking on this create a new folder button. And here I am going to create a workflow by integrating applications such as contact form and SendGrid. So for that you simply have to click over this create workflow button, and you will be getting the option for selecting the workflow builder. So here you can see we are getting two workflow builder, that is beta, which is modern, faster and more flexible, and another workflow builder we are getting is classic, which will provide you a stable and familiar approach. So here I am going to use this newly launched workflow builder beta. So for that you simply have to click over this select button, and as you will click on the select button you will be getting the dialog box where you have to provide a name to your workflow. So now let's provide a name to our workflow here. So here I am providing it the name automate booking confirmation email by SendGrid for contact form leads. Now here I am going to select my folder, that is connect folder, and afterwards we simply have to click over this create button, and here you can see we are getting this pop-up which says workflow created successfully, and we are landed to a workflow page. And in this page we are getting the option for adding the trigger. So now you might be thinking what is this trigger? So trigger is our first first application or the application which is going to initiate our workflow. So in this case, I want to initiate my workflow as soon as I receive a new form submission over the contact form 7. So I will be selecting my trigger app as contact form 7. So for that, you simply have to click over this add trigger button and you will be landed to the trigger setup page. And here I am going to search for contact form 7. And here you can see I am getting this contact form 7. So I am going to select it. And afterwards, I am going to select my app event as new form submission. Now we just have to click over this connect button, and here you can see we are getting the webhook URL with the steps for pasting this webhook URL so that we can build the connection between contact form 7 and Pabbly Connect. Now I am going to show you how you can paste this webhook URL and where you have to paste it. Now for pasting this webhook URL, you have to move to my WordPress account with me, as contact form 7 is a plugin of WordPress. So here you can see this is my WordPress account, and on the sidebar you can see we are getting the option for contact. So you just have to click over this contact forms, and here we are landed to the contact forms page. And here you can see this is the form I have created named as booking form. So I am going to select it. You can create your own form by just clicking on this add contact form button. And here you can see this is the form I have created with the fields such as name, email, phone number, booking date and the message. And here you can see I am getting the option for webhook. So you just have to select it, and as I have selected the webhook, I am landed to this page, and here you can see we are getting the option for webhook URL. So this is the place where you have to paste the webhook URL which you have recently received from the Pabbly Connect. So now let's paste our webhook URL. So now let's move on to the Pabbly Connect, and here I am going to just copy this webhook URL and paste it over the contact form. So here I have pasted my webhook URL, and now you just have to enable this send to webhook, and afterwards we just have to click over this save button for saving this webhook URL. And here our contact form has been saved successfully. And now in this contact form 7 you can see we are getting the shortcut code. So now let's copy this shortcut code, and now I am going to paste this shortcut code to a page for getting my form. So here I am going to select the pages given on the sidebar, and afterwards I am going to just click over this add page button, and here we will be landed to the page from where we can get our booking forms. So here you can see we are landed to this page, and here I am going to provide the title as booking confirmation form. So here I have provided the title. Now I am going to paste the shortcut code which I have recently received from my contact form 7 for getting my booking confirmation form, and now we just have to click over this publish button for publishing our form. And here you can see our page has been successfully published. Now we simply have to click over this view page button, and we will be landed to the form which we have recently created. So here you can see this is the form which we have recently created named as booking confirmation form, and afterwards we are getting some of the field that is name, email, phone number, booking date, which we have recently added to the contact form 7. And now let's move on to the Pabbly Connect and check whether it's waiting for the webhook response or not. And here you can see it is waiting for the webhook response. Now for providing the webhook response, we have to do a test submission. Now for doing the test submission, we have to submit the contact form 7. So for that, let's move on to my form, and here I am going to just fill this form. So here you can see I have filled this form providing the name smart lead, email smartlead@pabblydudes.com, phone number, and the preferred booking date is 13th of September 2025. Now I am going to submit this form. And here you can see our form has been successfully submitted. Now let's move on to the Pabbly Connect to check whether we are receiving the response over there or not. And here you can see in my Pabbly Connect I am successfully receiving the response, that is response A, with the same detail which we have recently filled over our contact form 7. So here we are done with the trigger setup. Now we just have to set up our action app. So for that, you simply have to click over this add new action step button, and you will be landed to the action setup page. And here I am going to search for the SendGrid, as in this case I am going to use SendGrid for sending the confirmation email, and here I am getting this. So I am going to select it, and afterwards I am going to select my app event as send an email. So here you can see I am getting this app event, so I am going to select it, and afterwards we simply have to click over this connect button for building the connection between SendGrid and Pabbly Connect. And here we are landed to the connection page where we are getting two options, that is select existing connection, which you have to use when you have already an existing connection, connection, and if you want to build a new connection, you can click over this add new connection button, and here you can see we are getting our connection name, and afterwards it is asking me to paste the API key or the API token. So for getting the API key or the API token, you can see this help text which says to get the API key, visit settings, API keys, create API key, choose full access, click on create, and our API key will be created. And now I am going to show you how you can get this API key. So for that you just have to log in your SendGrid account. So here you can see this is my SendGrid account, and on the sidebar you can see we are getting the option for settings. So you just have to select it, and here you can see we are getting the option for API keys. So again you have to select it, and here we are landed to the API keys page, and here I am going to click over this create API key button, and here we are landed to this page where you have to provide name to your API key. So now let's provide a name to our API key. So here I am providing it the name contact form key, and afterwards you just have to allow the full access and click on this create, and here you can see we are getting our API key. So you just have to copy this API key, and now let's move on to the Pabbly Connect, and here I am going to paste this API key, and here we are done with this. Now we simply have to click over the save button for saving our connection, and here our connection has been saved successfully, and afterwards we are getting some of the fields. So I am going to map these fields. Now you might be thinking, what is this mapping? So mapping is basically a magic which is basically inserting the data from the previous step so that you don't have to enter your values again and again. Mapping will make the field dynamic. The fields will be replaced with every new response. So here I am going to map my send to email from the response which I have received from my contact form 7. So here I am going to select it, and here you can see I am getting my email address. So here I am going to map it, and afterwards we are getting the field that is subject. So here I am going to enter the subject of my email. So here I am providing it the subject, your booking request has been received, and afterwards we are getting the field that is from email address. And for getting the from email address, you can see we are getting a note which says email address must be associated with your SendGrid account. So for getting this from email address, let's move on to the SendGrid account again. And here I am landed to my SendGrid account, and on the sidebar you can see we are getting the option for marketing. So you just have to select it, and afterwards you can see we are getting the option for senders. So you just have to select it, and we will be landed to our senders page where we can get our from email address. And here you can see we are getting our from email address, that is admin@pabblytudes.com. So I am going to just copy it, and I am going to paste it over the Pabbly Connect. So here I am going to paste it. So here I have pasted my from email address, and afterwards we are getting the option for entering the from name. So here I am going to enter my from name as Pabbly. So here I have entered this, and afterwards it is asking me to enter my reply to email. So for getting the reply to email, let's move on to the SendGrid account again, and here you can see we are getting a reply to email. So now let's copy this and paste it over here. So here I have pasted my reply to email also, and afterwards we are getting the option for content type, which is already selected as plain text. You can select it according to you, and afterwards we are getting a last field that is content value. So here I am going to enter the email which I am going to send to my user. So for that, let's enter our email over here. So here you can see I have entered the email which I am going to send to my user. So after this word hi, I am going to map the name of my user from the response which I have received from the contact form 7. So here I have mapped my user's name, and afterwards I am going to map the booking date. So here I am getting this preferred date, so I am going to map it, and afterwards I am going to map the contact number. So here I have mapped my all these details. So here we are done with our content value, and these responses will be replaced with every new response received over your contact form 7. Now we simply have to click over the save and send test request for sending the test data, and here you can see we are receiving a positive response, and the application has processed our request, means we might have received the email. So now let's move on to my Gmail account to check whether we are receiving an email over there or not. So for that, let's move on to my Gmail account. So here in my Gmail account, you can see I'm successfully receiving my email. with the same form name Pabbly, and the details which we have filled over the form, that is having the name Smart Lead, booking date and the contact numbers. So here you can see we are sending personalized booking confirmation emails to our user by just using Pabbly Connect. So you can also use Pabbly Connect for enhancing your business and for enhancing the experience of your clients or customers. So you can also build automations like this by just using Pabbly Connect. So stay tuned to our YouTube channel for learning more about Pabbly and creating many more amazing automations like this. And if you want to practice this workflow, you can find its link in the description given below. So thank you for watching this video. Not only this automation, you can build many more integrations like this by just using Pabbly Connect. So if you have any doubt, you can mail us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any queries, you can post it over the forums.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, then you can visit the URL given over here. So start using Pabbly Connect for free now.